me a god.
If you believe in justice but wonder why it sometimes takes so long, listen to the story of the Groveland Four, a case that haunted Florida for over 70 years. Their names, Ernest Thomas, Samuel Shepard, Charles Greenlee, and Walter Irvin, were erased by lies. But history remembers their truth. Let's go back to Florida, 1949, a time and place marked by deep racial divides and Jim Crow laws. A young white woman, Norma Paget, claimed she was assaulted near the town of Groveland. Her accusation set off a wave of violence and injustice. Four black men, Thomas, Shepard, Greenlee, and Irvin, were quickly blamed, despite a lack of evidence. Justice was nowhere in sight. The legal process was tainted from the start. Ernest Thomas was hunted down by a posse of 1,000 men and killed. The others were arrested, assaulted, and forced to confess. They were tortured, they were beaten, they were threatened with death, said a family member recalling the brutality they endured. Despite the lack of evidence, an all-white jury convicted them. Greenlee, just 16, was sentenced to life in prison. Shepard and Irvin were sentenced to death. "My father was just a boy," said Greenlee's daughter. "He never had a chance." The NAACP and Thurgood Marshall took up their case, exposing the deep injustice of Jim Crow. Marshall's relentless fight is powerfully told in the Pulitzer Prize-winning book, Devil in the Grove. The case drew national attention, and the Supreme Court eventually ordered new trials for Shepard and Irvin, citing the shocking lack of due process. But the violence didn't end. In 1951, as Shepard and Irvin were being transported for retrial, Sheriff Willis McCall shot them both. Shepard died. Irvin survived by playing dead. For decades, the families fought to clear their loved ones' names, never giving up hope. "We have waited so long for this day," said a family member at the exoneration ceremony. In 2017, the Florida legislature formally apologized, calling the case a shameful chapter in Florida's history. In 2019, the governor granted pardons, but the families pressed for full exoneration. Finally, in November 2021, a judge exonerated all four men, declaring, "We followed the evidence to see where it led, and it led to this moment." The families wept and embraced. "This is what justice looks like," said a descendant. "We can finally begin to heal." The exoneration was not just a legal victory, but a recognition of the pain, courage, and hope that endured for generations. Norma Paget, whose accusation changed their lives forever, passed away in 2024, never recanting her story. We remember the Groveland Four not only for the injustice they endured, but for the courage and hope they inspired. Their legacy is a call to keep fighting for justice, no matter how long it takes. Like, subscribe, and follow for more content.
They call me a